May I contribute with more amusing news reports on truth in business? Case, Asia. US business and factory partnership with a local Chinese company. Suddenly, partner steals all the machinery from the factory. Result, legal action won. Judgment not enforceable in the Chinese protective law system. Case, MBA student reaction to courses on ethics and corruption prevention. Nice to know, but not helpful. Prefer finance and marketing courses. Result? In a published research, 56% admitted to cheating during exams. Any hope for real truth in business for MBAs? Have to ask Professor Robert Jackal with us here to reveal his Real Truth in Business book, Moral Mazes, the World of Corporate Managers, with the key instruction, go along to get along. Let's see what he believes.
Thank you for inviting me to present my research on the business bureaucratic realities. In business, many bosses do their best for stakeholders, but really they like to govern the business organisation. Oh, thank you for inviting me to present my research on business bureaucratic realities. In business, many bosses do their best for the stakeholders, but they really like to govern the business organisations with their own new bureaucratic moral values. They really work at their own benefit for the key associates as their key priority, not the shareholders, workers, customers and suppliers or communities, etc. Well, how do they do that? With real truth. In the day-to-day business, no, not at all. They provide special occupational ethics, the guide, the behaviour the subordinates are using. They go along to get along. They protect themselves as they pack the hierarchies below them, as well with boards of directors above them and with key associates. Their associates understand and accept the same new bureaucratic moral values, so the huge extra bonuses that they have to the CEO and his trusted associates can always be assured of approval by the board.
Thank you, Professor Jackal. So that provides the answer to my question. There is no real truth in business.
Just a few more stories of business, really. Case. Investment bankers made the market for the bundling and securitisation of doubtful home mortgages, corporate bonds and commercial real estate loans with complex derivative instruments which almost nobody could understand. Result? Chain financial institutions, all together in ways that proved fatal. When the market declined, so general financial crisis, who caused it? Okay, some bankrupted banks are too big for the government to let them go bankrupt. So they have to help them out to survive, make profits again and even pay huge Christmas bonuses to senior management. A case in Africa, a company employed an external consultant to install the latest computer management systems. Results. After 2 months, they began to trust him and they disclosed to him in confidence only 25% of the business transactions were actually recorded on the books. The rest were under the table to avoid tax, a Nigerian cultural norm. Do you get my message? There is no real truth in
Go.
the question. We cannot resist giving you a very true story. Be careful. Real truth is, in business, may be very dangerous. A case in Russia, Galanina Stolochina was a fearless campaigner against the exploding crime, bribery and corruption as a 52-year-old independent member of parliament. She exposed corruption in the Russian parliament, showing how members of the legislature were making deals with organised crime, even appointing them as parliamentary assistants to exempt them from traffic laws and obtain other perks. She threatened to expose the corruption at the highest levels of St. Petersburg municipal politics. So what happened? It may well be to laugh and change your ideas about real truth in business, but it may be dangerous. Result in November 1998, 2 people shot her at close range in the stairwell of a St. Petersburg apartment building. They were such confident contract killers that they left their guns behind and did not bother to masquerade as thieves by stealing anything.
Go.
Time to introduce you to my old friend Professor Jackal, our expert in real truth. Thank you.
Well, there is no such thing as real truth in politics because everything is interpretable. Crisis, corruption are always the first priority. Crisis and corruption must be covered or covered up. A whole range of selective explanations, excuses and justifications always available and specially designed for specific internal and external audiences. Internal pressure from personal conflict, management, change, ambition for power or to share the available cash. Watch out. External pressure comes from foreign governments, UN, EU and other foreign sources bringing conflict, war, violence, recession, insecurity and uncertainty. Watch out. Such much easier to talk about the real truth in politics, but so difficult to live up to it. Real truth has no chance. Corruption is epidemic. All agreed? Thank you. Going to buy my new book now.
Well, I think you two don't need the book. You have both instinctively acquired all of Jackal's skills. Well done indeed. Now what do you think about epidemic corruption? Do you know how to stop epidemic corruption? World Bank reports corruption in East Asia and EU 10%, but South Asia and Africa 60%. What do you politicians do about that? Do Siemens and the General Electric contribute to help you? Very politely? But wait a minute, gentlemen, Barack and Vladimir. I thought you both said that you wanted peace, but had to protect Ukraine. Now you're planning to wipe Ukraine off with nuclear weapons, and the rest of the world too. Just wait a moment. That sounds just like World War I, when everyone wanted peace after Serbia killed an Austrian crown prince. Austria was obliged for honor to attack Serbia. Russia was obliged for honor to defend Serbia and attack Austria. Germany had no choice but to defend Austria. France had to help Russia and England was forced to help France. The chiefs all said in July 2014 that they wanted peace. They were mostly on vacation. So when vacations were over in August, they all felt obliged to declare war. They all said they wanted peace, but for honor, had no choice but to begin World War I. The experts expected it to last 6 weeks, but it lasted 5 years of war with over 10 million deaths. So much for the political experts. It was all done to defend Serbia, which was destroyed anyway and was completely forgotten. Something wrong somewhere? Could it happen